Hello, my friends, welcome. How are you? Today, I would like to do a reading. I was just doing some ritual work on 1473 Washington Street, and there's an opportunity for me to pull some cards. And so I wanted to pull some cards and then close that ritual so that I can share it with you guys. And if anyone, well, never mind. So we're gonna ask, I've already set, I set sacred space and called in the quarters, and I've already asked permission from 1473 Washington Street if we could go into our energy. The answer was, do it. So we are going in to this energy. It's heavy, shocker. But I saw a comment that someone put that this was a big time for Coke and meth. And that's what I got as a message. Coca-Cola was flowing. So I have questions. I got some of the answers that I wanted. I got some of the answers to some of the questions I asked. Well, I did want the answers. And this is allegedly for entertainment purposes only. Please do your own research. I'm literally a chick with a tarot deck. And I love you guys. I'm so glad you're here. Let's tap in. Oh, great. Oh, great. Oh, okay. I will explain this. One thing, I'm going to post it. I haven't put. Oh, I saw a comment asking if I would post the resources. Yes, I have been building a website along with this project. I'll make a Google Doc and share that information, of course, with you guys. I also just saw a video of Steve-O. Steve has been in here. Welcome, Steve. I'm so glad you're here. I just saw an interview with you and your wife saying that Maddie just bought a house. Oh. We called that 2 years ago. I will post it for anyone who would like to see it. And the questions that I want to know are... Oh, and the reason I just started laughing and chuckling was because the Three of Cups jumped, and this is what they tricked Ethan with. Oh, and they did it to John too. Party hardy, rock and roll, but it jumped. So the question that I'm going to ask is, what to the house, to 1473 Washington Street, what do you remember right before the fight broke out? I've already gotten some of these answers. It was really tense. And let's just say that cocaine was available. Oh, God. Someone was birthing a new idea. All right, so we're going to set our intention. I don't want to go into this energy. It's so heavy. She's just sad. She's been turned into a, like a casket, kind of the same way that 34 Fairview was. Maybe we'll wait on that. Well, that's the next question. Matthew is the young man who is killed's energy, and I've started working with him and channeling with him, and basically, this is all allegedly. I just read energy. And that's what I do. I just read energy. And if your energy is there, then we're going to pick you up. And if you have a record of fighting dirty, your energy's all over it. I don't want to go into the house. It's so heavy. Plus, I want my notes here, so we're going to skip that question and go straight to, was Matthew the target? I asked if it was BA, and I got yeah. I knew it. I didn't need cards for it. I just knew it. It just sounded like him. After I found out that he was the one that, it was like a, Navy, no, not Navy. What is he, a Marine? They had a Marine ball at State Street, and it was a big deal. They had to, buy extra security guards because some white trash got in a fight at it was like a tuxedo night. And it was Brian Albert, of course. So, I want to know, I am at 5 minutes, and for people who don't like long intros, I'm sorry, I'm just getting, this energy is heavy, and I don't want to go through it all without my notes, so I'm just going to read them to you, but I'm like avoiding this energy. Well, then, the answer that I got was it was Brian Albert, and he was coked up, and there was a girl crying, okay? And I don't mean a little girl, I mean like a woman, a young woman. And there is a newspaper article that someone got RAPE, and her friends or boyfriend were coming to probably kill someone. I don't know if Brian Albert has that kind of reputation. I don't doubt it. And Brian, sorry, but you're dark side and possessed. That was another thing I got. I noticed that some people in the comments noticed the significance of these 3 ritual killings right around Halloween. And I don't think it started from what I've gotten, it didn't start intentionally as like a ritual. It started with these guys wanting revenge, which I don't blame them. What are you gonna, so they wanted revenge. There was a young woman, she was old enough to be an adult, but not, so she wasn't 12, and she had gotten SA'd, and these guys came to the house to find the people that they thought was responsible for it. The air that night was super tense, and this is what I got. It was a kitchen knife. It wasn't a planned event like other rituals that we found. It was like a spur of the moment, but the complacency and the silence sealed that house. It was like a tomb. That's the right word. And we started opening it up and letting some of the light in. She's hurting. That's the main thing. I channeled Matthew, and he said that he thought he was just going to a party. And it didn't start intentionally, but there was tension and like cheap shots. Is anyone surprised? No. I don't know, and someone in Canton might know this about BA's reputation for SA. Brian, I'm not accusing you. This is the energy that I got. I am accusing you of State Street. I can speak from firsthand experience about your trashiness there. But I don't know what his reputation was. What Matthew said in a channel, he's a little bit fragmented, but not like the other, not like Craig Casey. Is that he wasn't an intentional sacrifice. It was there was a lot of passion there that night, because if someone got RAPED'd and people were coming to avenge that wrong, I think Matthew was also the one who got stabbed 9 times. And like I said, it apparently was a kitchen knife. It wasn't a pre-planned event necessarily. But because of the silence, people understood that we were not dealing with humans anymore. We were dealing with possessed demons. If they spoke, then they would be next. That was made pretty clear. So in their silence, they sealed this ritual site. And then it became a ritual for... There's something significant with the numbers, and I will go through all the numbers. I think it's a 6. 6s are usually good. They're pretty peaceful. In black magic, though, it can also be sacrifice and sealing. As I was shuffling the cards that have jumped, I just wanted to explain what I've already gotten, just to give you guys an idea of why this is heavy energy. And I just don't want to go into her energy right now. She's tender. I want to clear it and clean it and then go in. It's almost like when you move into a new house and you have a house party before you're ready, you know? The cards that we got, though, as I was talking, Nine of Swords. What does this mean to you? Just from looking at it. People are seeing between the lines. Someone staying up at night, can't sleep. Stress, anxiety, insomnia. We've gotten this for Brian for at least a year. He had one glimmer of hope once. Sorry, Brian. We have grief, crying over spilled blood. That's straight up blood. 5 of Cups to me on this deck. Blood. So we have stress. We have grief. This could be the house. I mean, Nicole, assuming that the messages I got were right, which they are usually, always. This started for her when she was like 17, 18, 19. Here's our... Then we have a party. We also have a pregnancy here. This could be the birth of an idea, or I don't know when Nicole got pregnant. In 96 was when this happened. When did she have her first child? Did she get knocked up right away? Was she pregnant at the time? That'll be something easy if someone can look at it for me. Well, this could be a double meaning. I mean, it can mean two things at once. This could be the birth of an idea and the conception and birth of a child. So those were our jumpers. Brian's such a loser. Such white trash. And yeah. So I'm pulling Ashley over at the Reckoning. Whispers of the Unsolved. And my intention is going to be Brian Albert. What do we need to know about Brian? I don't want to go into the house until after I clear. I have some more ritual work to do. And I'll explain how to do it. What does Brian Albert want to tell us? We're on the right track. Yeah. You know. It's disgusting. Yeah, there's a party, grandparents, it's white trash all the way down the line. We know that. I can't really find them actually going back, but like the Keller, you know, Fat Tom, there's an article in a Canton paper, a paper that says Mrs. Keller or Keeler had like some party, you know, how socialites have their names in the paper. Well, they spelled her name differently. A lot of the deeds that we've found for 1473 Washington Street is like Timothy Albert transfers the loan to Timothy J. Albert. One of them was 1473 Washington Street transferred to 1473 Washington. They spelled Washington wrong, and that's one of, I mean, that's a, oh, I don't know, that's a clerical error that seems pretty easy to, it's annoying though to figure out, but once you're step back from the mosaic, it makes a lot of sense. So this is like family stuff passed down. I've been saying that for a long time, that these guys have been white trash since the beginning. I call them Whiskey Tango. Not them specifically, I don't care about them, but in general, I call it Whiskey Tango because it's less offensive. But I feel like when you're dealing with an Albert, that word is perfectly acceptable. So what I got was that the tension was super heavy. Oh, child. I have gotten in the past that the Albert boys grew up in a really violent, unhappy home. That someone, like a coach, a pastor, someone took advantage of at least Brian, and I think Chris, but I definitely got Brian. Allegedly, Brian, I'm just reading energy. Like, did Brian see his dad do something like this when he was young? So it made it less traumatizing? To me, I got touched right away when I saw this. And we've gotten that a lot in the past. Corrupted media source. Yeah. I don't know if I saw, oh, he was abused and neglected. PSYOP, psychological warfare. It is. They gaslight so much that it's confusing. And the truth isn't confusing. The truth is the sunlight. Sunlight's disinfectant. There's a couple here. There's burial here. Here's a premeditated with a huge kitchen knife. Treason. Here's concealed woods. We got this for Chloe. We have blackmail. Organized crime. I saw a comment, divorce breakup. I think we got this once. Oh, this was McCabes, I think. We might have got, oh, this is what we got for Brian coming to light for like less than a heartbeat. Breakup or divorce. Someone asking about the Irish Mafia. Yeah, I mean, when you look at the family org chart, I haven't shown you guys that. I'll put that up. It's wild because everyone's connected. You know who's connected to Brennan? Fat Tom. The Brennans are connected to his grandmother or a house they have. I haven't really gone into Brennan. He's washed up and put away wet. So in conclusion, I didn't read that much because I wanted to recap with you guys and tell you what I've already gotten. In conclusion, this is in the middle of ritual, white light cleansing of the land and the property at 1473 Washington Street. We found a party that Tom Keeler, Fat Tom, said was the most traumatizing night of his entire life. And he can still smell it. And it happened at Washington Street, right across the Canton PD, I think was the new one that they have now, is built, I think, or opened in 04. It happened in 97 in a residential area, and a young man named Matthew was murdered there. I was just channeling and doing a reading on it, and what I got was that it wasn't necessarily premeditated in the way that other John O'Keefe, and that's not allegedly, that's according to the energy, and John O'Keefe was, in my opinion, premeditated. This was a tense. What I have seen in the newspaper, and then I was just channeling, was a woman was taken advantage of, S-A-D, R-A-P-E-D, and her friend's boyfriend, someone wanted retribution. It came to a head at 1473. And tempers were flaring. There was a lot of Coca-Cola, cocaine, whatever we're allowed to say. And it was almost like Brian Albert allegedly was possessed. It was like he couldn't, no one could talk to him. He couldn't hear. He was, what I got was straight up possession. So Matthew said that he was stabbed with a kitchen knife. It wasn't a premeditated, it wasn't a John O'Keefe. And it was a kitchen knife. But what happened was, because Brian was psycho and possessed and really probably would have killed. I can't believe Nicole is really lucky to be alive, it sounds like. And everyone became complicit, same way, by their silence because of fear or trauma. I mean, if the police officers do have some, training for that stuff. And it was his most traumatizing night. Matthew is ready to talk, and the house is ready. We asked permission before we went in there. I'm right in the middle of ritual clearing, and so I've been doing channeling. I will share it with you, of course, as soon as I close it. I want to close this circle, and then I'll share it all with you. There were jumpers as I was talking. 9 of Swords, to me, straight up. People are seeing between the lines. He has insomnia, he can't sleep. Secrets are coming out. Someone is grieving over spilled blood. To me, that's blood grief. This is a party. Ethan used to always show us this in the Idaho 4 case. I don't know if they said it was a party, how these two groups of people came together. I can figure out more. And we have a birth. This could be the birth of a ritual site, because then there were 3. So this is classic black magic. Or when did Nicole Albert have a child? Around 1996. Like, was she pregnant at the time? And this is October, so the baby would have come in 97. I don't know when Colin was born. Wait, Colin's not hers. But you know what I mean. When is this a birth of a child or the birth of an idea? It could be both. We also got generations of this. We've gotten that before. And we also got that Brian Albert, perhaps I have gotten that he was touched. So I will be back. I wanted to do that. I'm going to go swimming right now. And I wanted to get those questions out, get that to you guys so that I can close this ritual loop. We might be going back for our friends helping with the land. Thank you. I can feel it. And if you can add 1473 to your list, if you're helping us with the land, that would actually be really helpful. She needs a lot of love. I will, and maybe on the 18th is the new moon, and we can go back in and we're going to retrieve some of the old or soul fragments that were sleeping the last time we were there. But at this moment, I want to thank you all for coming and tell you I love you. And if you have any questions, let me know. If you'd like to book a reading, let me know. If you'd like to join class, let me know. I love you guys very much. Thank you all so much for your support and for being here, and I will see you guys later.